Is there anything you want to discuss?
Vans looks like he's still got something to say, and
he's got
like he's holding something back.
Get it off your chest, bro.
Nah, I'm alright, man. I'm good.
Come on, get it
I'm
off
good.
your chest.
You should treat this week as therapy, Vans. If there's
Yeah,
anything
but-
that you would like to bring to the floor, let's discuss.
Bruv.
This is not therapy,
Oh, Kourtney.
isn't it? Is it? If I start saying my problems, you're not
yeah,
gonna cry.
Foles, what's
So
on the
let's do
docket,
it.
bro?
Bring your
No.
Vans like, listen,
Because
get to these topics.
Do you know what? Yeah, I feel like men's advice is so like, ugh. It's just.
Okay, give us one of your
It's
biggest problems right now,
jangedy.
and we'll give you some advice. Go on.
I'm not rich yet.
Rob some niggas. What the fuck?
Can you see what
Really
I mean about
overthink
this type of
No,
advice
no.
we give
You said, listen, here's your problem. Here's your solution. Are you willing
No,
to get to where you need to get to?
Even like you know, if you're having like man dilemmas, yeah. I know you feel this, yeah. There's only certain male friends that I can go to.
No, I would rather go to male friends because they give it to me.
Yeah, this is the problem. This is the problem.
They give
Without
it
her
to
saying
her
it,
raw.
this is the
I have
problem.
like
She doesn't like our
two
advice because you
friends.
tell her the truth. And it's like, oh, what, you're
No,
taking
no,
his
no,
side.
I
No,
have
you're
like
moving mad.
I have two friends, two male friends who I would go to for advice. The others, they're a bit uppy, you know, like they're a bit.
Because they're trying to
a bit
smash.
100%.
Must
Right, well, it's time for me to go home because I know which one she's talking about.
Wow.
Oh, see, Vans is
Where's
like going to the
where's
docket.
we
He likes his
going?
topic. Listen, oh, spicy.
No.
I said, oh.
Yeah,
You
there's
sat right back down.
no because
Let's
there's
talk about the
truth
friend
to
zone
what I
thing,
was
though.
saying, innit?
What about the friend zone thing?
How do you keep a Donny in the friend zone? Because niggas be trying to
Kicking
jump
them
out
back into the friend zone. Jumping. We're jumping out where? You can't jump if I'm kicking you back. What do you mean?
Okay,
Do you
that's
know
a
what?
bit harsh.
No.
But what size foot are you?
No.
Let's see what
Do you
size
want
foot
to
are
know
you?
why? This is a 5.5.
That ain't kicking
Do you
nothing,
want to
man.
know why? Yeah, you have to be blunt with people because before you know it, the story will be that you strung them along. So for me,
See,
if you're in the
Kourtney,
friend
Kourtney's
zone, I'm
doing
telling you, this is where you are. You're
Kourtney's
staying
doing
there.
Pretend.
Pretend where?
That's your man.
That's your
You're
man.
That's
too
your
nice.
mans.
You're too nice. Me, on the other hand,
I'm nice
yeah,
about it.
I'm blunt. Like
I won't be rude about it, but they'll know.
There's no way of being nice about telling a guy like,
It's not that.
"Hello." It's not that.
Yeah.
Kourtney will be, That's how
I
she
just
does-
say mates, innit? We're mates.
String it along.
Do you know what?
No, she doesn't. She doesn't. But
don't
she
string
doesn't
it.
know
Kourtney,
how
aka String a
to.
Bell.
I'm very.
She might even
You
go
lot are
silent.
so
She
rude.
might even go silent.
I'm very honest. I just say I'm not really looking for that right now.
No,
No,
see, there
that's
you
not
go.
honest. That's
There
not
you go.
honest.
That is honest.
Yeah.
No,
Right
do you
now.
want to take them to the truth or not?
She will say right now.
Yeah, so he's thinking,
So they're
he just
thinking,
heard that
okay,
bit.
let
He's
me
thinking,
just-
okay,
let me
cool.
just keep
I'll bide my
going.
time.
That's not my problem if you can't listen right, you know.
No, Kourtney, that's not. No,
He's listening right though.
Some
Imagine
people I
if
say
a
I'm
guy-
not interested. I just say I'm not interested.
Yeah,
Like,
but
it's that blunt.
You
I'm
know
not
the
interested.
difference. You know the difference. If you tell a guy, "I'm not interested in that right now," the guy's probably thinking, "Okay, cool. Let's build
Maybe
a
next summer.
friendship."
Okay.
Maybe-
Okay, so
maybe
for everybody who's there,
so
yeah?
when you have a friend, yeah, when you have a friendship with a Donny, yeah, where do you gauge the point where you feel like maybe he's trying to jump out?
Because I feel like there's a change in attitude.
Right.
So it goes from.
Then
So
you
for
start to
example, I'll give you a
overcompensate.
good example. Yeah.
Go on, talk to us.
So it will go from stuff like you meet the person in a group setting, yeah. So you might be out with your friends, you link up with other people, then everyone's just talking, whatever. You lot as a group spend time together. You know when someone starts sliding that, oh yeah, let's do something, yeah, just us two, like let's go and go
bowling.
do this. You're jumping and I'm kicking you back. You're jumping. That's you jumping out the friend zone because. If we've met in a group setting and we've been comfortable in a group setting, why is it only now that you want to spend time with me separately? That's telling me something.
I mean,
Maybe these other niggas ain't got good chat. I just want to talk to you by myself.
I think.
Why?
I think when do you know if somebody's
You
trying
know,
to...
you know when it's like, oh, where should we go for dinner? And it's not just casual anymore.
I could eat.
They're telling you, oh, let's
We'll
wear
go
heels.
XYZ. I could eat. We're
To wear
going to
heels.
eat.
It's not a date.
There's no guy
You know,
that tells me to
sometimes
wear
like
heels.
if someone suggests something to me and I feel like it's a bit datey, I'll say, nah, sorry, that's too datey for me. Like,
But
we
would you
need
not
to
just ask
What's
them
too,
like
reevaluate.
what's too datey?
Too
The
like
pain.
dressing
Imagine,
up for drinks
yeah,
and dinner
nah.
and
Let
doing
her
meal and
land. Let her
whatever.
land. Don't let her crash.
The
Let her land.
pain.
Let her
Why
land.
is there pain?
Go on, let her land. Go on.
Because he was hoping for something in it, and you're like, nah, it's too datey.
It
He's
is too
like-
datey.
But she would never say it's too late.
I've said it's too datey before.
Go on,
I've said
can
like that's
you
too
give
datey.
me and the listeners an
So,
example,
for
please?
example, if someone says, "Oh, like let's do something," it's like, "Oh, okay, cool, let's do something." What do you want to do? Oh, let's do dinner and drinks.
Kourtney, I could
Okay,
eat. We'll go.
I'll say,
I
okay.
like eating and I like drinking.
I'll say,
Let's
where
go.
are you
Let's
thinking,
be
yeah?
going.
And then if it's doing, oh, let's dress up. That's too datey. Stay back there.
Let's go
That's
sexy
too
fish.
datey. That's too datey.
I'll be like, okay.
Doing candlelit dinners. You're telling
Let's
me
go,
that's not like a date.
Bob
That's
Ricard,
dating.
press for champagne.
If it's
No, thank you, sir. I can go Bob Ricard with this one. Why do I need to go?
so what
with
is
you?
Nah,
this?
don't always bring
Is
a
this new
brethren
friendship?
like your female
Huh?
friend.
Are these?
She's not on it. She's
Hey,
like, nah,
even-
go with
even-
him.
no, no,
She's
no,
like,
not
go
just-
with him.
not
Can you
just
hear the
new
pain in the man's
friendship.
voice? Why are you always bringing your friend?
the pain was in his voice.
Man's
you know.
messing. Listen, my boys are here. No,
It's
just
not
leave that one at home,
no,
man.
it's not just new friendships. It's not just new friendships.
Ain't she
And
busy?
even if it's like an old friend, who
I can find someone to hang out with
you
her.
feel is trying to do coming out the friend zone.
Yeah.
You have to nip it in
Have
the
you?
bud.
Okay, cool. But
Donnie's
let's be honest.
trying
Have
to
you ever
alley-oop.
dated a guy that you were cool with and he managed to get out of friends and he actually started dealing?
One of my exes
Yeah.
is one of my very good friends till this day.
To this day.
Okay. But
And
you
we're
lot-
still good. And I tell people, like, if I meet someone and they meet my friends, I'll be honest about it. I'll be like, oh, you know, like me and him back in the day. It was like 10 years ago. 11
you was
years
kids
ago.
then, innit? Yeah.
Do you know when
Yeah.
girls say
I'm
that?
honest
oh, yeah.
about it.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
because
me and
do you know
him.
what it
But it was
is?
back in
It
the
was
day.
back in the day.
You
It was
don't
back
have
in
to
the
say
day.
all that. Just say like, yeah, there's an X thing in it. It's calm.
You have to be honest.
You don't have to
Otherwise,
add
they
extra
find out
ingredients
another
to it.
way, and then it's like, oh, you didn't tell me because it was something.
Now
No,
I'll rate
be
the
honest,
honesty.
I'll tell you.
Like, give it to me in my face straight. I don't want to know straight away, and then I can deal with
Yeah,
that. I don't want to
yeah.
then find out and I'll be like, raw. I figured this is just your bread, your normal. Raw. You
These
see the
times
cheeks
you've
as
been
well.
These times you've been calling him bro, like.
Mm.
Yeah, this time you two really got stuff in common. Nah, man, long man.
Whoa.
But yeah, there's only one person like that. So
Have you ever dated someone that you was once cool with and then? Because not every
You
time you're just
escaped
gonna
the
meet someone
rapture.
and like they just move to and you start seeing. Some people you just cool with and then it progresses.
that's how most relationships happen. But
Yeah.
we'll get into that.
Bars.
Have you lot ever tried to jump out of the friend zone?
I did that shit.
And
Didn't work.
how did you try?
How did you
Hey,
try?
so
Tell
there was-
us.
hey, we was
We're gonna-
friends.
we're
We
gonna
was
use
friends
it.
for a long time.
Did it
How
ruin
long
your
is
friendship?
long?
Yes.
Oh, that's sad.
long?
That's sad.
It was cool for about a year and a bit.
That's not long, nigga.
not
Bye.
long.
That was long for me. Shit, I was trying to beat.
So you were trying to jump out from when before you were friends, really?
Yes.
Trash.
No, do you know what? We
your
met.
man.
We
He did
met.
it to
No,
himself.
we met cool, and then you know it's like genuinely realize, this person you're actually really cool. But listen, if you don't keep coming to my uni dorms at 2 a.m,
But people
what do you
fall in
expect
love.
from me, bro?
No. People fall in love unprovoked, you know. Like
Really
people
unprovoked.
actually fall in love
You know what? I
unprovoked.
posted
Because I got
something.
banter. Yeah, I see
I
it.
posted something.
Banter, and now you're falling
Yeah,
in love.
yeah,
Allow it.
Why?
I'm
Who
just
sent
funny.
you?
Allow it.
Wait,
Your personality is lit. This is what you wanted. I want my personality to shine through in the podcast. Look,
Yeah,
it's
I
shining.
didn't
It's
say that
shining.
means you can jump out of the friend zone. I just said that I want my personality.
don't
to
fall in
shine.
love because I'll tell you, don't do that.
You don't want that problem.
You
I love
don't
their
want
insight,
that.
you know.
Women are trash.
No,
because
we're
when it's
not.
time for them to want to be in love and all
You
these
will
things,
be in love.
You
When
will.
I want you to be in love, you must be in love.
Oh no, I'm not saying
Don't
that.
get that on
You're
camera.
moving mad. You're moving mad.
But I was just saying, there was a time I was in the friend zone. You know.
Rejection.
There was one time, you know.
oh, that you were trying to climb out of.
Yeah, and then I was falling back, and then she was on me a bit, and then I was just like, let's just be cool. Then we ended up going out. That shit, we had the holiday curse. So there's a little period that quite a few of my friends had gone on holiday. They missed either like a year into a relationship or 2 years, and they come out within 2 weeks, break up.
Mad.
So we're on a holiday.
But I feel like because on holiday, it's like you're constant with that person.
Yeah.
You see who they really are. It's like living with someone. You see who they really are. And then you start to think, I don't like you. Like, you do some shit that irritates me.
Yeah, I know some people
But-
they aren't they're of the school of thought that you shouldn't live with your partner prior to getting married. I'm of the school of thought of try before you buy. I didn't see that madness live and direct, so we know.
But the thing
what
is
I'm going.
like, it doesn't have to be long-term living. But even if you're spending weekends together or like maybe 4 days of the
Nah,
week
but
together,
weekend- nah.
that's enough time to see.
No, cool.
How that person lives.
Like a weekend. That's not enough.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then go to work from there on Monday.
Nope.
That's
not
a lot
enough.
of time over a period of time.
That's not enough. I need to live with you. Like I need.
I'll be honest, that don't compare, man. I hear what you're saying. You get like a small insight, but like once it's your gaff and you're together fully like that. Because when you argue, where are you gonna run to?
Yeah, it's true.
What are you gonna do? Like if you're one of them, like there are certain brothers that obviously they might move into a girl, she got a place, or a girl moves to a guy. When it's you both and got a place together, cool. I'm mad, you're mad. We'll be mad here together. Where are you gonna go? You can't go nowhere.
It's true.
I
And
used
some
to kick
people
my
have
ex out.
avoidance
You
taxes.
used to kick your ex out. Was it your house
Where?
though?
That's mad. Oh, it's your house.
Nah, man.
If we had a fight,
Long.
I said
That's
get
mad
out
still.
of my
Long.
house.
That's mad.
That's the one thing I
No,
never ever want to
don't
go
do
through.
that.
So
I was
me,
younger. So
bare minimum, your own house together or it's my gaff. Never will you ever
Get the
hear a
fuck
story.
out. Get the fuck out.
Take your stuff and go. How much stuff I got?
I wouldn't say take your stuff and go, but it would just be like, let me cool off.
There's no way in hell.
Come out and what? Nah.
Go to your mum's. I don't know.
Wow.
I
These
feel
times
I
you-
was younger.
I
Bruv,
feel
me
like
going back to my
okay,
mum's yard.
I feel like-
Oh, you're home.
and you know,
She'll know what going
yeah,
on.
mumsy knows. She
True,
always
true.
walks in with open arms, but she does it with a bit of, it's a bit of like, a bit of spice, like, look, she kicked you. She kicked you out.
What did I tell you about living in a girl's house?
Yeah, so
No,
yeah.
I feel like
I would
let's
never advise
say
that
you can't
personally.
run from you
I couldn't
shouldn't
do
run
it.
from arguments.
I was definitely
it drives
younger, and I
space.
feel like now I know how to deal with.
Like,
Will you be honest? Would you flex on him a little bit, like, yeah, get out of my fucking house? It was like you was
No,
losing the
I wasn't.
argument,
I
and that was
wasn't. I
your
was just,
your get out of jail card.
No, I was hot headed, so it was just like I need space,
Yeah,
and it's like I'm not going to leave my house,
yeah,
so you have to go.
fair.
But it would be like, just give me a night to cool off, like just.
yeah.
And if it was bad, I would go to my mum's.
Okay.
But yeah, get it.
You're lucky in the dealt with some of my brothers. What? Where am I going? What do you mean leave? You leave.
And do you know what that makes me think? Do you know how many like Donnies that are out on the road just aimlessly driving?
Because they got kicked out. There's people
You
that
you
are
think
sleeping
my
in
man's
their
you
cars.
think my man's following you these times? He ain't got nowhere to go. He's just spinning the block. You think, bro, why does the car keep following me? Bro, I'm out here.
Man
Yeah,
is just
I know where to
aimlessly
go.
driving out
Yeah.
in these
Imagine.
streets, just waiting for the situation to cool down. So
Because
he
not
can go
everybody's
back.
got like that house B to go to, that second place. Then we said, go back to your mum's. You, bro, I remember the first when I moved out of home and went to uni and first come back. Bro, any little space that was assigned to me had now had something there. My dad had a suitcase here, bags I meant to be going to Nigeria there. Like all my space that was for me suddenly gone. When you move out, just give them like 2 weeks. That your room, it's not only your room, it's now your mum's wardrobe. Oh, yeah,
I
I'm
feel
selling
like when they
clothes.
get older though, like when I first moved out, my mum was definitely like, oh, well, this is now my storage space. And now as I get older, like she's just so cute. Like anytime I'm coming home, she's like, yeah, I've got your room ready.
That's dope.
Yeah, it's nice.
It must be nice. Oh. My mum has been trying to kick me out of the house for how many years? Every week my mum says to me, are you going to move out yet? Are you going to move out yet? No, I'm not. I'm staying here forever. And then what? My
You
dad
can't stay
backs
there
me though.
forever.
Big up my dad. Because he backs
Listen,
me.
stay at home as long as you
He's
need
like,
to.
no, she don't need to go nowhere. Leave her where she is. Leave her until she's comfortable. She don't need to go nowhere. Real G.
No, shout out to Pops, man. Have you guys seen this recent Backchat episode?
No,
I don't
sir.
really watch that stuff.
I don't
No?
watch that.
Vans, you seen it?
No, I saw clips.
Saw clips, yeah. No, I haven't seen it, but
Summarize?
so the clip I saw and that caused the conversation and why I wanted to have this chat. They were talking about disability. So I don't know if you've seen like a little bit
I've
about
heard,
that.
yeah.
And people, well, the response wasn't. The overwhelming response was like it was negative. Social media, I'm sure that like YouTube comments and stuff weren't great because of like people's perspectives about how they'll react having a disabled child. And the conversation I wanted to have was, do platforms have a responsibility with the content they put out?
Absolutely.
Because we've got a podcast, and I'm like conscious of the kind of conversation we have. Even if we get into our little like cheeky banter bag, whatever, there may be certain people I wouldn't possibly have on here, and I don't have to name their names. But I saw that, and then obviously people then attack. You know, they used people that never used the hashtag properly before now use the hashtag, and everyone joins the conversation, and then backcheck themselves, have to go and do a response, and they had actually or
that
tried to
damage
apologize,
control?
but it wasn't well received. And I was like, yeah, you could have done without putting that one out. You know,
I think sometimes what needs to happen is when there's going to be topics that are sensitive, that has to be taken into consideration.
yeah,
And people need to be given time to actually think about how they're going to articulate their point. I think the issue is in some situations, it's like you find out 10 minutes before and then you just have to speak based on what you thought about in 10 minutes. Some things actually require a lot more thought than 10 minutes, an hour, a day before. Some things you have to say, do you know what, in 2 weeks' time, this is what we're going to talk about. Take this 2 weeks to think about what you want to say and how you want to say it. And then if it comes down to it and people are saying, you know, like, I'm not really comfortable talking about it, or I feel like, you know, it's a very sensitive subject, maybe we should leave it alone. And so making rash decisions to just talk about stuff is when you end up saying stuff which you might not even mean. Most of the time people say stuff that they didn't even mean, and then after they're like, no, I didn't mean it like that, but it's too late now, you've already said it, the damage is done.
And
So I
also-
think with some topics you have to be sensitive and you have to take time, like give people time to articulate what they want to say.
I think also we give now this is not to do with backchat, but like we give certain people the opportunity to talk about things that you just know, if you look at them and the things that they've spoken about, they should never talk about those things.
Yeah.
Because you know they're going to say something dumb.
Wild.
And then people will even get irritated. And it's like, that's why sometimes there's certain things that I just won't watch or listen to, because I just think you're not going to irritate me with your stupid views.
Yeah.
Like, and something like disabled children,
Yeah.
that's not a topic that you should just lightly
Throw to
talk about.
anybody.
Like,
Yeah,
do you
yeah,
know
that's what I mean.
It's
It
not
requires
something that you
thought.
should lightly talk about, because there's disabled people that are a blessing. Like,
Yeah.
there's disabled children that have been a blessing in my life. So
Yeah.
you can't just talk about it willy nilly,
Mm.
and you can't just allow, some people are just dumb in it. Like,
I just think with that platform in particular, obviously we don't know the recording process, so I know that it's all pre-recorded, and I would hope that before they come to the set, that they've already gone through what's being discussed in the next episode or what's about to come out, so that it gives them an opportunity to kind of like reflect and have that time to themselves. And then when they do come on set, they're able to have this conversation. But it's all about the individuals that are talking and their perspective. And unfortunately, on this occasion, it doesn't seem like they have much range in their perspective, because some of the stuff that I was hearing, it was just outrageous.
I haven't heard any of it. Like I said, like I don't really watch it, but I think it's easy for people to talk when they're not in that situation. And I think when like hypothetical situations are brought up for discussion, that's normally what you see. It's very easy to talk when you're not in that situation. It's very easy to say, well, no, this is what I would do, and that's that on that. No one's going to change my mind.
And
it's
just on
different when you get there.
And just on the emotion of having a child in general,
Exactly.
it's completely different to someone who doesn't. So like having someone speaking about what if they have a disabled child, let alone a child, you're just going to hear the wildest things.
Yeah.
Because they're not thinking about everything that goes into having a child. Like, they're not thinking about how it changes you as a person. They're not thinking about the implications, and you know, like because a lot of people are told you know, a lot along the way of like you know, throughout pregnancy and stuff, you know, the state of your child and how they, you know, and stuff like that. So to then have a bunch of people on a panel that are just gonna say anything that comes to mind, it doesn't make sense, and I think it's not good for their platform.
But is this I wouldn't say social media's fault, but is this also a byproduct of that other side where a lot of people I see for me personally speaking, a lot of chatter about back chat, discuss trash topics, there's not enough substance on there. Is this a bit of a byproduct of that, where they've tried to switch it up now
but they've gone
and it's
to an
backfired?
extreme.
Yeah, gone to an extreme, innit?
Yeah.
I mean, for me, sorry to cut you, I wasn't looking for super intellectual conversations from Backchat, because I don't watch it anyway. A lot of these people that are complaining about the range of topics on Backchat wouldn't even pay for the subscription that they offered earlier.
What was it,
so it's just like 99p. So
Or they
it's
wouldn't
like-
even go and absorb the content that they're actually asking for. It's just
Exactly.
easy to say.
It's
Because there are
easy
people
to
out there
say,
that are dying for subscribers, listeners, viewership,
I
that
think
talk about things that may
You wanna hear.
that those people claim they want to hear.
a lot of people say these things to criticize.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what they want. Do you know what I'm saying? They know that certain topics aren't gonna. And the thing is that, like, it's funny how when people say, "Oh yeah, we want intellectual conversations," they had to go to disability straight away,
Yeah. You
which
could've
it
talked
doesn't
about-
make sense.
Why don't
There's
you
so
talk
many
about-
other things that
yeah,
you could have
there's
discussed.
other things that you could have
But this is the
discussed,
thing,
but-
you have to
You-
look at who you're asking for these conversations.
You can have intellectual, like, and it's not to say that people on the Backchat cast doesn't have children or be in a situation that they're talking about. Just make it more relatable to the majority of the cast, so that they can have a more balanced conversation. Do you know what I'm saying?
And even that's, to some people, that even sounds like a bit of a cop out, because I'm sure the people that don't have kids that don't share some of those trash opinions. I don't
Of
think
course,
it's
of
hard
course.
just to articulate itself.
But at the same time, is that, you know, that there's danger of a lot of people on there being insensitive because
Yeah, okay.
they're not in those
But also,
situations.
this is a show that you see some of the wildest things said. Like, There's clips that I've seen.
And is that part of the
where-
reason why that kind of clip can go out still? Because in their eyes, it's just we're getting the viewership anyway. Because for some people, it's
This
like,
is it.
I don't care, it's all for views. Because
Yeah.
one, we're talking about it now, so maybe that kind of helps. I don't think it's overly going to affect the viewership because a lot of people that saw it aren't people that would have watched the episode. They would have just seen probably the clip that made it to social media.
Bro, I ain't even gonna lie to you. The episode prior to that one, they were arguing about how much people's shoes were costing. I was just like, what is
And
this?
somebody said a pair
That's
of Air
not-
Forces
This
were
was £200.
£200.
What Air Forces?
And then someone
Something
found information
Air
said they were
Forces,
£60 or
they were
£80, you know, it's just
But what
yeah,
was,
like,
what,
they
what
say-
was the context? Anyway,
They
that's
say
alright, I don't need to
the
ask.
craziest things. So I don't think, for me personally, I wouldn't go to
that platform.
that
And-
platform
yeah.
to watch.
And who says that
a
they're not saying
conversation.
sensible things? It's just what makes the cut.
Yeah, exactly.
you're saying
Yeah,
the
it's true.
director
Edit
set
it
them
up.
up so back
Edit
chat
it is.
are the people behind back
Edit
chat
it
are the
is.
problem. You're the problem. Because at the end of the day, you
They're
could cut
looking
that
for
out.
views.
You could cut that out.
Yeah, but they.
You could
The thing
definitely
is
cut it
people
out.
live off of controversy nowadays.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
anything that's controversial is going to be like, oh, that's going to go mad, and it did.
And
So
now,
they're
like
feeding
you
the
said,
beast.
It's social
people are
media
talking
and stuff.
about
People
it.
are
It's
talking
on
about
social
it.
media. We're
tweeting
talking
about
about
it.
it. We haven't even watched it.
Bruh.
I'm probably gonna go and watch it now. Just
They've
so I can
achieved
see
their
what's
objective.
going on.
You won't.
Nah, I wouldn't waste time.
I'll watch a clip.
I think we as people, as individuals, we need to take responsibility for the kind of content we expose ourselves to.
Mm-hmm.
You can't expose yourself to trash content and then be like, oh my gosh, that was so trash, the opinions were trash and this was trash, but you put yourself in front of the
And a lot of
laptop to watch
people-
it. It's your responsibility. Your responsibility is what you take in. Yeah,
A lot of people are watching it to get involved as well. 'cause
Yeah, like-
this thing of like social media, everyone just wants to jump on a bandwagon
Mm-hmm.
and everyone wants to just criticize. It doesn't matter what you do. Obviously, I'm not saying what they did was right. The
Yeah.
topic like that, I'm not here for. But people just want to join in and just argue. Like,
yeah.
I even said it today on Twitter. Like, everything is a debate on Twitter. Everything. You could be
Everything.
doing the
Simple
greatest
opinion.
thing, but you will have somebody just coming on and just talking jazz. Like,
It's
then
true.
that's because
Sound
they've
like
not been
pops. You're
smacked.
talking jazz.
You're
It's
talking
true.
jazz.
You're talking jazz, but it's true. No,
Jazz
it's true.
babes.
We don't
I
talk
agree
jazz
with
though
you.
off the cuff.
No.
Yeah.
Now you guys are doing well.
Yeah, man. We
Big up,
try
big up.
small. You know. I want to say thanks for coming on though.
I even forgot to do the disclaimer. I know Stav's gonna listen to this. I'm coming to ESN. I'm coming.
Wow. You
Bro,
know-
that ain't making the cut. Hey, H, edit that.
No, it's not because I know
Must be
what you're
mad.
trying to.
You
He's trying
think
to
we're on here
set
talking
me
about other
up.
podcasts?
He's trying to set me
Off
up.
the cuff.
That's broing them though.
Yeah, that's bro in that, but right now
Vans
off the
is not
cuff, innit?
Is this why I didn't get my Dom P?
This one came with requests.
Don P,
And
you know.
lobster. You know.
He said,
Is there anything I can get
is
you?
there anything I can get you? I said, what do people usually
Within
request?
reason. Not Don P. Ask your MCM for that.
It's fine. You can't.
Bars,
even,
nigga.
You can't even have it because you're not allowed to eat or drink on the mic. So there's
Yeah,
no
there we
point.
go.
It would have just been chilling.
Wait, who said you're not allowed to drink
When I
on
said,
the
can
mic?
I have my crisp? This one said,
Not
I can't do-
crunching fucking crisps
But
on
it
the mic.
sounds so. Listen, ASMR.
No. It's
No?
done. It's
nobody,
over.
Nobody
Yeah.
in the room.
No, we're
Alright.
not fucking
What
with
was
that.
Bet.
No, this some nasty stuff online. ASMR.
Is it not?
So-
Is
yeah.
It's just people chewing. No?
Yeah. Just,
So people watch people on YouTube chewing.
They
Literally,
do.
just- yeah,
Some
it's
people
just
have
so weird.
followers for
And
that.
then
I'm
they
trying to
whisper.
close the podcast, guys.
Sorry.
And then they
Close
whisper.
it.
What's going on here?
We're closing.
Are we closing?
we close it up. Yeah.
Closing it.
Thank you. Close it. But thank you again for coming on.
You're welcome.
Give the people your apps and stuff.
Wow.
No, we did at the start. We did.
We kind
yeah.
of did.
I didn't really introduce myself. Do you know what he did? He
I mean,
introduced
it's
us.
too late.
And-
He introduced
anyway, I'm
us.
going to introduce myself. Hi, guys. I'm Queen. You can find me on Twitter.
What's the hand?
Twitter.
You can find me on
So
Twitter,
Sheffield.
Instagram under the Life of QU. Follow me. I don't know if I'll follow you back, but if you're funny, like, yeah, I'm like,
At least you're honest.
that's me.
I feel like a fraud saying hi guys, so I'm just gonna say bye guys at Court Wills on Instagram. I stay off of Twitter because people like to argue in my mentions, and I don't like it. And I feel like we have to come back and have another episode.
Yeah, for sure.
This
man.
one was very mellow. I want to do banter so they can see my personality. Fucking hell.
You're really trying to sell yourself for someone that doesn't care.
This is the one chance that they gave me, you know, and they didn't let me be funny.
We didn't suppress
Imagine.
your funny. You've got to take your chance, innit?
There you
Seize
go.
the day, seize the bay. Yeah, that's the motto of
I
today.
like that one.
Come on, man. We used that one before.
When you're climbing out the friend zone.
Woo.
I'm asking. It was
Well,
a
it's-
question. It was a
It's-
question.
Yeah, but I successfully climbed, though, innit? Someone climbed Everest. I climbed out. What do you want?
Wow.
Yeah, thank
But
you.
I heard you got.
Wow.
Next episode. We'll come back for that one.
Yeah, part
Hey,
two.
H is about to give me extra 20 minutes. Like, keep the camera running. But hashtag off the cuff pod.
Yes.
Please make sure you rate, you review, subscribe. I want to say thank you to everyone that's been interacting with us as of late, and comment on the YouTube and watching the videos and stuff. We're building that community slowly, so we're gonna definitely continue the rollout, which is Sunday's the plan again this week with regards to content.
Go on.
So we'll definitely do that. SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify,
all of that.
you know, I see the numbers climbing.
Mm-hmm.
We appreciate y'all.
Come
We'll
on.
be back on the other side next week. We'll dive into some more music chat, Kanye album, Lippy versus Link Up TV. We'll have a proper sit down and chew into them topics. But next week, guys.
Peace.
Thank you very much. Bye.